Hello and welcome to lesson number 2. This is all going to be about external cavity masonry walls and internal partition masonry walls as well. This is lesson number 2 in the series. I hope you enjoy. Please subscribe and comment below, let me know what you think, or if you've got any questions. I will answer them as best I can. But please subscribe and follow, okay? I love doing this. I love trying to teach people. And the more people that subscribe, the more I can keep going. So yeah, enjoy. Lesson number 2, cavity masonry walls. Hello and welcome back to lesson number 2. Today we're going to expand on walls, mainly masonry cavity walls and the partitions within them, or low-bearing walls. So, as before, I'm going to be stopping at certain points to explain why we have the elements in the way we have them, etc. For example, thickness of insulation in our wall build-ups. So yeah, enjoy, subscribe. Comment below, and if you're confused about anything, just let me know. Send me an email, okay? Or comment below and I will respond to you as soon as I can, okay? So here it is, masonry cavity walls and partitions. Please enjoy. Okay, so if we go ahead and we open up our previous model, you can do it by opening here and going to the relevant place that you saved your model. So I know it's on my screen here, so I'm going to click that. Okay, so there's our model as before. Go to 3D, there it is, in all its glory. Go to level 0. The first thing we're going to do is change the level heights and names. So we double click on the elevation tag here on the arrow. We're going to change level 0. Name to ground floor, so hover over until you see a box like that, click it and type in 00 dash ground floor GF. You do, yes. Hover over level 1, click once until it comes into the annotation box, click in 01 dash FF, first floor, click in white space, yes, you do want to rename corresponding views. And on level 2, we'll go ahead and call that 02 dash soffit with 2 Fs. Click in the white space. Yes. Alright. There he is. Okay. So first thing, if we just click the windows, we'll delete the windows for now. Oh yeah, remember we pinned it, so it came with pinned objects were not deleted. That's good. So click it once and unpin it either here or up here. And delete. Okay, if we go to 3D, delete our external door as well. Okay, so click that. It's pinned. Unpin it either here or here, and delete. There is our box. Right, we're going to go to 00 ground floor, and we're going to change the build-up and makeup of these walls. So if you go ahead and click on one of the walls until they go blue, like that. Notice on basic wall, we're going to go to edit type, duplicate. We're going to call that masonry cavity wall, and then a dash and call that 352 millimeters. Okay. Okay. We're going to go to structure and edit. 300. Type in 100. That is our masonry inner leaf, which is a block wall. It's a structure function. The material is concrete masonry block. That's fine. Go ahead, click insert 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and we come up with this. In the first box, you see structure. That's fine. In the thickness, we're going to type in 100 or 102. Actually, let's type in 102. Okay, it's a standard brick size, and these are in millimeters, by the way. Then go to the second box down below and type on the drop down menu, click thermal air layer. In the box below that, same thing, thermal air layer. Type in 50 on this one and type in 75 on this one. 50 being our cavity, our clear cavity, and that's a minimum as well. And 75 is our insulation, our rigid insulation. So we're going to apply materials to these properties. So in by category, if we click it once, see the little box with 3 dots, click that. And we're going to go up to, I think this, if you're in the same template, all of them have brick common. Select brick common. Notice there's a hatch and a brickwork pattern for the cut. Click OK. And thermal air layer by categories, 50 cavity, leave that. And number 4, thermal air on the material by category, if you click it. I don't think there's an insulation, a rigid insulation material in here. So this is a good learning curve. We're going to go ahead and create one. Okay, so in the same material browser box, go down to the sphere with the plus sign, click it, create new material, and default new material comes up. Right click that, rename, and call it insulation, comma, rigid. And then go to your graphics box over here, click the 120, 120, 120 RGB, and just click the yellow there. Okay. Surface pattern, none, leave that there like that. And the cut pattern, click on the none. It brings you to this fill pattern box. Go down, scroll down until you see insulation rigid. There it is. You should have this in your architectural template. If you don't, any hatch will do. We normally do the insulation rigid like that, or like a very dense cross hatch like that. Okay, and there we have it. Click OK again, and we have our insulation material. Now let's go ahead and put some finishes on there. So click Insert twice. Notice it just appears anywhere it likes. It's great. So if you click on it and it goes black, with these up and down buttons, you can click down, and we're going to pass our concrete block 100, and we're going to type in 12.5. In the structure, we're going to go finish 2, sorry, and we'll leave it by category because that's going to be our adhesive layer. Okay, that's our dab. And then in the other bit, the structure category 0 bit there, if we press down, down, down until we go past our 12.5 dab adhesive and click in 12.5 again, and that's going to be our plasterboard. So we're going to click in structure and finish 1. Now the reason being about these finish 1s, finish 2 is if you create another wall and it has a plasterboard with a category function of finish 1, it will join nicely. If that finish 1 is finish 2 or is a different thing, it won't join. Okay, so it's important. So we finish 1 on the category of the material, click once, and then click on that box with 3 dots to go to the material browser. And this template has gypsum wallboard. So if you click on that once, you'll see it has a cut pattern sand, it's white, no surface pattern. Fantastic. Okay. Okay, so of course it's probably a good time to stop and talk about cavity walls and insulation and clear cavities and why we need them. Okay, so over to the famous chalkboard. If I just set my stand up by here, there we are. Oh, don't you move. Right, there we are. Right, there it is. There's a chalkboard. It's going to do a little white. There's a very dramatic wave scene in the background for you as well. Yeah, got to change things up. Right. So, if we look at our cavity wall in a section, as if you were building it. So you have, and this is plan section, you have your inner leaf, which is blockwork, and that's normally 100 mil. We then have a clear minimum zone. Then we have our 75 mil insulation. Now, we get our insulation thickness from SAP assessors and acousticians. These people, they collect the data from the site, the various things around in the site, And they come up with a value called a U value, which gives us our thermal conductivity rating and how good of a performance our wall has to be. And an acoustician will tell us what type of decibel rating the wall has to achieve, and for airborne sound. And we then collect that data. We go find products, for example, like Rockwall or Knauf, who will then say, a 75mm insulation will give you this performance. And if that performance matches the criteria and data that the SAP assessors and the acousticians gave us, happy days. So say, for example, a general installation thickness is 75 in a wall to get like a 0.21 U value. So there is our rigid insulation or our mineral insulation, 75. We then have a 50mm clear cavity. Now, 50mm clear cavity is set out in part L and part C. In part C, depending on the area of where you live or where you're building the building, this cavity could be increased to stop excessive weather breaking into your wall and decreasing your insulation, etc. But go onto my blog, I talk more about that in a bit more detail with part C and part L. And then, once we've got our minimum clear cavity of 50mm, we're going to have a finish of our choice. Now, in this instance, we've got a brick finish. Okay? And then in the internal side, we'll also have 8mm to 12.5 dab, which is an adhesive for the plasterboard. And then we'll have a 12.5mm standard plasterboard, gypsum based. And then they'll skim 3mm on. And that, my little friends, ladies and gentlemen, is a cavity wall. Okay, so there it is. There's our wall build-up. You can preview it by clicking this button here, and that's what it looks like. So let's go this through very quickly. That's our 102 brick. That's our thermal layer, 50mm. That's our 75 rigid insulation. That's our 100 concrete masonry block. There's our adhesive layer, a dab layer, and there's our 12.5 finished plasterboard. There we are. Go click OK, and you notice that all that equals 352 in our width, which is also our name. That's great. Okay. Now if we go down, there it is in hidden line. Go ahead and click this white box, the visual style, and click shaded. And there it is in color. Now, if you come up against this scenario where your brick is internal, click on the wall, and there's here an arrow like this. You can click on it once, and it changes it around. You can also click on the wall and press spacebar, and it changes it again. Okay. Right. Go ahead and delete these walls. So click on this one once, this wall once, and hold down Control while you do it, and this one, so select some more, and press delete. We are now going to draw a series of external walls to make our floor plan. So let's drag this elevation mark out a little bit first. Click on it and hold, just drag it out right here. Now if you click on the arrow once, you'll notice that the start line hasn't changed, nor has the scope. That's fine, do not worry. We will move it later, okay? So the same with this elevation marker up here. Click on it once and hold and drag. And with the section mark, if you click on it, click on this blue button and just move it up. There we are. So hold and drag. If you weren't in the last lesson and you're not familiar with these sections or elevation marks, they can be found in View, Section here, and Elevation here. The elevation mark, you can just click it once and drag it however you want. This is actually quite a nice tool. When you hover it by a wall, it will click its arrow to the nearest wall, for example, like that. Okay, if I do this, see? You know you've got your exact elevation scope on that wall. And then if you want a section, go to View, Section, drag it anywhere you need it. So for example, if you want the section over the top, click once and drag it down, click twice, and that'll be your section. Okay? go ahead and look at the previous lesson, and I show you how to do that a bit more in detail. So let's draw our external walls. So we're going to go to Architecture, Wall, and we're going to click on the drop-down menu and scroll to Masonry Cavity Wall 352. Click once. Okay. We want the wall to be centerline for now, that's fine. Hover over this wall until you see a blue dash. And then go up to its point until you see the end point, which is a purple box. Click it once and start pulling your wall until you get to, say, 15,000. You can also type in 15,000. So click that. And notice that our brick is on the outside, that's great. Go up and say to 6,000, go across, sorry, I'm following a plan here. Go across and say 30, go down to 6, go there, it's 550, that's fine. Pull that down, 9,550, that's fine. Go across, 9,550, that's fine. Right, so there's our chain of walls. If we click on our new walls that we just drew, all those walls, notice that the top constraint is still unconnected and it's 8,000. If we go ahead, actually, I'll show this in 3D. So click on your 3D, click off the section box if you've got it on. There's our floor plan walls. There's our original wall that we drew before that we didn't delete. If we click on the new walls, hold down Control while you do it. So it highlights them all. And in the top constraint, you might notice it's different now. So go ahead and click up to level 2 soffit to make sure all of them are the same height at the top. And on the base offset, just click on -450. There, all our walls are the same now. We're going to our elevation, say a south one. There they are. Okay, all that's soffit and below 450, below ground floor. Go back into 0 ground floor, or tab. Right, we are going to now just do some more external walls. So I've got your wall tool in architecture, basic wall. Click anywhere around here, drag it, 6,000, drag it to the end. And when you hover over the wall, before you click in, it goes to that dash blue. That's good. Click it, and it will connect to it. Now notice that my brick is inside, so I have to click on it. Either use the arrows or press the space bar. There we are. Now I don't really want a masonry wall, a cavity wall, going across there like that. So I'm going to click on this wall, highlight the blue button, hold and drag until you see the dash blue line. Do that. There we are. And same with this one. Drag the blue line to see that dash blue line there. Now purple box. And just say, yeah, unjoin elements because we've taken it away from this internal partition. Unjoin. There we are. Right, so that will be our floor plan for now. So this was our original floor. If you haven't done the previous model, it's fine. You can find that in architecture floor. We'll go see the previous tutorial and I'll show you how to do that. But click on floor, it'll give you a boundary line and a suite of tools to develop a floor. But if you've done that already, click on the floor, edit boundary. It goes purple lines. Just select that line there and drag the blue dot to the corner. You notice at the corner, the endpoint, when you get that purple blocks. Delete this line, select it once, delete, and then this line, if we notice it's over the wall a little bit, if we just drag it to just the edge for now, that's fine. The plasterboard. Same here, click that. Click and hold, drag to the blue line. It will snap as well, you'll feel it snap. Drag that blue dot to the corner. Right. We then want to add more lines to complete the floor's interior. Click on this line. Hover over the corner so you see the purple box. Purple box. Purple box. Purple box. Purple box. Purple box. And purple box. And just for the purpose of the tutorial, You can also use this green line here, which picks lines. It picks lines of elements. Hover over a certain point of the element. You can tab so it clicks at certain points of the line. We just want this outside internal line here until it goes blue. Click on that, and it picks the whole line for you. Okay, go ahead then. Once we've drawn all our lines, and click the green tick. There. Turns blue, showing that there's no defaults. It's good. Now, if we go into our 3D view, there we have it. Our ground floor, and our walls. Go back into ground floor, and we're going to just put in some masonry partitions, single leaf. For now, no party walls. I'll explain them in another session. So click on this basic wall done before. Go edit type, duplicate, and call that internal masonry partition - 125 millimeters. Okay, and then go to edit. Notice that this whole thing is a concrete masonry block anyway, so that's fine. So go ahead and click on the 300 and change that to 100 standard block size. Insert twice. And where you see the concrete masonry is right below, we want one of these tabs that we just inserted to go below that, and one to be above it. Okay, so go ahead on the bottom one, click the drop down and call that finish 1. Remember the importance of the finishes. Finish 1 is our plasterboard, so it will join nicely with the plasterboard on the external walls. On the top one, go ahead and say finish 1 again. Okay, I'm going to change the materials to gypsum board, so click in by category, click on the box, 3 dots. It's already there, gypsum wallboard, we'll have to find it. Click on it, okay. Do the same for this one down here. Click on it, gypsum wallboard, okay. And go ahead and make them 12.5. These will also have some sort of adhesive, like an 8mm adhesive, but don't worry about that for now. Say okay. Okay. And now we have our internal masonry single leaf partition. You can use these single leaves for like low bearing walls. You can just use them for normal standard partitions if you like. You know, they're a bit stronger than timber frame, obviously. They've got better properties for resistance of fire, etc. And all around, probably cheaper in the long run. So go ahead. So going with a masonry partition is not a bad thing for ground floor, especially. So with this wall, we're going to align it with this wall. So here comes up a new tool. And it's a very, very good tool. It's such a fantastic tool. I love it compared to things that you can't do in CAD. If you select the wall, click on once until it goes blue, you'll see this tool is called the Align tool. So click on that once. Hover over this wall here until you see. I'm going to press escape for a second, and then I'm going to go back to hidden line, which is the blue box, hidden line, just so I can show you a bit better. Right, start again. So I'm going to click on this wall, the Align tool. I'm going to hover over this wall here until I see my internal solid blue line. Click on that internal solid blue line. Hover over this wall and click on that internal solid blue line there, because you want it to align with that part of the wall. Click once and you notice it aligns. And because we got finish one with the same material, they all join up nicely. And there we have it, partition going across there. Let's go ahead and draw some more partitions. Go to architecture and click wall. Now notice before we move on, well, first of all, let's click our internal masonry partition like that. Now notice before we start drawing, it says unconnected 8000. Go ahead, drop down that and say 01 FF. It's just an internal. Wall center line. Let's go ahead and make that finish face interior. Chain, that's fine. Offset, that's fine. And what we're going to do is then go to this corner until you see a blue purple box, click it, Now if your wall does that, just press spacebar until it aligns nicely like that. Drag it all the way across until you see the purple box. Notice it joins nicely again. We're going to select here this corner point. Select. And if you've got that now, make sure you spacebar until all these walls align together. Drag it up to connect to that one. Notice it connects, lovely. And then we're going to go there and select that one. So it all connects. I'm going to go by there, just select that one so it all connects. So there is our partitions. We go into 3D. You notice there are, oops, that's our first floor we did in the first one. You notice all our internal partitions go to first floor level and sit on the ground floor slab. There we are. So let's go back into 0, ground floor. If you didn't want to join these walls like that and you wanted to separate, or it was causing you a problem, if you select that wall, for example, you see a blue dot. And if you right click that blue dot, you come with disallow join. So if you click that and click in the white space, it now isn't joined. And you can drag it off and it's not joined. You can drag it near it, it's not joined, it's fine. But if you want to join it back up, you can either right click on the blue dot and say allow join, or you can click this little T button here, allow join. Click that and it all joins up again. So just to make sure we have the same model, let's go ahead and just put all these walls to the same measurements that we can always use. So go to annotate, aligned, hover over the wall, tab until you see this blue solid line on the external. Click once, hover over wall, tab, solid blue line, click once. And a good way of doing this is if you click on the dimension, click on the dimension number once. Until we get 632. So just click on this wall now and click the move tool and move it up 352. Now we have a nice round number. You notice it's moved this wall with it because it's joined, and it's probably moved this wall with it because it's joined as well. Go ahead and check that. Aligned, hover over wall, tab, blue line, hover over wall, tab, blue line. It has. There we are. Because they're joined. Like that. Any walls that are joined with it will move. Okay, so be aware of that. If you disallow the join, for example, if you disallow that blue dot join there, right click and disallow, then this wall wouldn't move with it. Okay? But that's fine for now, that's what we want. Okay, so 6,000 on those ends. If we align tool, if we annotate and align, go to tab over the wall, external blue, tab over this wall, external blue, 30,352. So if you click on this wall once, move, click once and pull to the left and type in 352. A nice now round number of 30,000. And then hover with the same align dimension tool, hover over wall, external blue, tab, hover over wall, tab, external blue, 3476. Let's go and click this wall here and make it 4,000 of a dimension. So type in 524. For me anyway, until I get 4,000. So just make that 4,000, however you have to pull it or shorten it. Let's go ahead. So tab over each wall, take the external blue line. Move this one up, 352, so I've got 6,000. You do the same, whether you have to pull up or down until you get 6,000. Line, hover over wall, tab, blue. So this. Go and click this wall. Drag out this way to get 900. It's 10,000. You see here. Pull it out this way to like 4,000. Make that 11. Like that. see what this comes up with. 10,000. So there we are, we've got some nice even numbers. Let's just do this one very quickly. Yeah, there we are. So we've got some nice even numbers. So if you do your model in with these dimensions, 3,000, 6,000, 5, 10, 11, 4, 10, 6, 4, and 6. And then your internal ones, if we hover over the blue dash line of external, with our line dimension tool, click once, and then with the blue dash, which means you've got the center of the wall, click that, 8990. We're going to click again. With the external ones, with the internal ones, if you go to annotate, aligned, hover over the wall, see the blue dash, tab it, click once, blue dash, click, hover over this wall, blue dash, click, hover over this wall, blue dash, click the dimension, and just press EQ. Remember in the last tutorial we talked about EQs, and it will equally space these walls up. So go ahead, click that dimension, constrain, delete and unconstrain. Okay, now let's leave it like there for today. That is pretty much it for masonry cavity walls, external ones, and masonry internal walls. I hope this was informative. Yeah, join on the next lesson where we're going to be talking about timber frame cavity walls and timber frame internal partitions. And then we're going to go ahead and stick some doors and windows in to start making it look like a proper building. Then we're going to go into roofs and stairs. I've got loads of things planned. It's going to look amazing. You're going to really love it. Look over this tutorial again. Please subscribe and please comment below. It'll help me out. I love doing this. I love teaching. And I would like to continue. So please subscribe. And I'll see you in the next lesson. Okay? Peace out.